After graduation, I transformed from the class's bottom student into a young entrepreneur to attend the 10th anniversary class reunion. I flew all the way back from the United States. It wasn't to prove anything else, only to make that scumbag Anna who once looked down on me regret it bitterly. Yet what I hadn't expected was that the only person absent from the reunion was Anna herself. She actually didn't come. Heaven knows how long I'd waited to earn the right to say, "Don't look down on a poor youth." So I asked, "Where did Anna go?" A classmate replied, "She died long ago in the deep winter of the year we graduated." In my fury, I opened my eyes, opened them again, and again, and found myself back in high school. Chapter 1. For this high school class reunion, I not only flew back from the United States, I even offered one of my private villas as the venue. Our homeroom teacher, who had always despised me, patted my shoulder and laughed. "Tom is the most outstanding young entrepreneur in our class." No one had expected the former bottom-ranked student to stage the first comeback. Classmates who had once ostracized me, whether openly or in secret, now crowded around, scrambling for my contact info. The nicknames Tom, or Tom, they used to tease me with had vanished, replaced by obsequious yet unfamiliar cries of "President Tom." Amid the flattery, I kept my eyes fixed on the doorway. 39 classmates had arrived. Only one was missing. Anna, campus belle of a city's #1 high school, the scumbag who posted my love letter on the school bulletin board. She still hadn't shown up. On this trip home, I'd set myself two main goals. First, make Anna regret how she'd treated me. Second, find the mysterious classmate X who had secretly helped me. I'd already mapped out the plot. Chapter 1, Return. Chapter 2, Revenge. Chapter 3, Gratitude. But to my surprise, the star of the revenge arc hadn't even appeared. A classmate beside me nudged my arm and asked, "President Tom, what are you glaring at the door for? Everyone from our class is already here." Anna's name was on the tip of my tongue. I pressed my lips together and turned away. The homeroom teacher struggled to lug out a huge time capsule containing the 10 boxes we'd sealed before the college entrance exam. Buried for 10 years, they were finally coming home. The class president, still as sycophantic as ever with his slicked back hair, helped hand out the boxes. Back then, he always gave me my homework last. This time he thrust the box labeled TOM into my hands first. I stared at the childlike stickers on the lid, now yellowing. Holding my breath, I opened it. Nothing inside but a slip of paper that read, "Tom, 10 years later, Tom at 27, you must make Anna regret it bitterly." The forceful handwriting showed clear, gnashing hatred. Looking around, I saw classmates already in tears over what their past selves had left them. Only one box sat alone on the table, unclaimed, the name Anna pasted on top in delicate strokes. She still hadn't come. She really wasn't coming. Heaven knows how long I'd waited to say, "Don't look down on a poor youth." I exhaled and flipped the paper over. Another line read, "You must find the unknown classmate X and thank her for her constant encouragement and help." Idleness from my youth welled up. High school life had been rough. To save money for textbooks, I often skipped breakfast and dinner. A girl who signed herself X, preferring to stay anonymous, regularly left strawberry milk and bread in my desk. When I was beaten unconscious by thugs, she was the one who saved me. The love letter Anna had posted was actually meant for classmate X. Classmate X had helped me countless times. I'd imagined her as an introverted, gentle girl who kept her identity hidden. By graduation, I still didn't know who she was. She had to be one of my classmates. How else could she know my trouble so precisely every time? And now, except for Anna, all the other classmates were here. Clenching my palms, I stood and looked each person in the eye. Back in high school, a classmate who signed as X quietly helped me. I said, "May I know who you are?" Now blank looks converged on me. Everyone tried hard to recall, yet no one betrayed a clue. Perhaps classmate X had long forgotten her own kindness. Not only had she done good deeds anonymously back then, she had no intention of stepping forward now either. I raised my voice. "Classmate X, are you here?" No one answered. Someone jostled a table, and Anna's tin box clattered to the floor. Its contents spilled across the tiles. Origami orange cats, unmistakably familiar. They were the inexpensive yet sincere thank you gifts I'd given classmate X. I froze for several seconds. What was wrong with Anna? She'd even stolen the gifts meant for classmate X. I walked over, crouched down, and put the scattered items back into the box bearing Anna's name. Everything I'd given classmate X over those 3 years was here, not a single piece missing, along with other familiar trinkets and an old keypad phone. Fuming, I thought, Anna not only posted my love letter to classmate X, she even did this. Perfect chance to settle old scores. Where is Anna now? I demanded. The air went still, heavy snow pattering against the floor-to-ceiling glass. After a long silence, someone finally answered. Anna? She died long ago in the deep winter of the year we graduated. Chapter 2. A class reunion ended on a sour note. Snow was falling outside the villa. I stood beneath a street lamp. The drifting flakes glowed in the light when my phone suddenly chimed. Happy 27th birthday TOMX. Only then did I realize that midnight had passed. Today was my birthday. For years I've received a birthday greeting email right on the dot every December, always signed classmate X. I thought I could find X before turning 27, yet she still wouldn't appear. Lowering my head, I gazed at Anna's time capsule tin in my hands. A bizarre thought. Could Anna be X? I opened the box. In the far corner lay an old keypad phone. I held the power button. Unbelievably, it still had charge. Nothing else was stored on the phone, only a mail center in the cloud mailbox. Nearly 100 scheduled emails were queued, uploaded 10 years ago, preset to send every December 21st. Some had already been sent, all in the same format. Happy 18th birthday TOMX, happy 19th birthday TOMX, and so on, all the way to happy 100th birthday TOMX. Tom, even at 100, you must have a happy birthday. Since graduating, my life has been on track. People now call me President Tom. My prospects are bright. Friends have already thrown me a lavish party and greetings from business partners haven't stopped. Yet none of those messages moves me like this simple line. Happy birthday TOM. Everyone else knows me as Tom Lee or President Tom. Only classmate X accidentally learned in senior year that I actually dislike the surname Lee and prefer the nickname my classmates coined mocking me. Anna and finding classmate X, that's why I came home. Neither goal has been met. The time capsule holds many items. Painstakingly folded orange tabby cats, headphone cords tangled together, a straw-woven groundhog, the keypad phone, and a plastic orange tree twig. I pick it up, just as cheap as I remember. A yellowed wish sticker still stuck to it. Tilting my head back, I feel as though the snow is covering me completely. The wind snaps my coat like a sail. Eyes closed, I make the first wish of my 27th year. If birthday wishes really come true, let me travel through time and see you once more, my mysterious classmate X. Chapter 3. From the moment I opened my eyes, I'd been spacing out. Classmates in blue and white uniforms bustled across the stage, moving props. Somehow, a snowfall had carried me back to high school. Faded memories surfaced. It was the freshman year play. Our class was putting on Snow White, and we were now in rehearsal. I looked up, and sure enough, a crown of fake branches bobbed above my head. I was playing a roughly made, very plastic-looking orange tree, squatting quietly at the very back. If I'm remembering right, the girl playing Snow White at this moment is Anna. I haven't seen her in 10 years. In my memory, Anna has always been a teenage girl. I lift my eyes, past classmates moving about the stage, past the dust motes floating in the light, and see her standing front and center. She seems to have broken free of time's shackles, radiating youthful energy. Anna leans against a stage brace. Her uniform is washed almost white, her profile gleaming in the light. In her hand is a dark red apple, the prop meant to poison Snow White. I stand, forcing my way through the crowd, twigs on my head swaying wildly, and finally stop behind her. Hearing the noise, Anna turns, double-lidded eyes, a teardrop mole beneath her, whole figure bathed in golden light. I had meant to ask whether she was classmate X, yet some wire crossed in my brain and I blurted out, Anna, do you have a secret crush on me? She takes a small bite of the apple and freezes, silent for several seconds. At last she looks at me in puzzlement. Ah, and you are? Bracing myself, I answer, Tom. She thinks a moment, stands and rolls her eyes, the math 38-point slacker. I keep reminding myself, the dead deserve respect. Only by swallowing hard do I avoid trading insults. Now I'm sure Anna can't possibly be my gentle, shy, sweet classmate X. Something must be wrong. Like that idiot Anna mixed up boxes when we buried the time capsule. Classmate X, introverted, kind, nearly invisible. Anna, sharp-tongued, petty, shameless. The two simply don't match at all. Chapter 4. Anna and I are polar opposites. I bought my way into City, a #1 high school, while Anna was bought in by the school itself. Only a sky-high scholarship could keep her there. In my whole life, I've accepted charity from my father twice. Once when he paid the sponsorship fee that got me into that school where I met Anna, and once when he handled my U.S. college application, after which I never saw Anna again. Between Anna and me, if I reached for a dish, she'd spin the lazy Susan away. If I raised a cup of water, she'd slam on the brakes. In 10th grade, I ruined her chance to star in a play. By senior year, she'd plastered my love letter on the bulletin board. Tit for tat, it finally paused at graduation. Had she not died, it might have dragged on far longer. 10th grade Anna was the prettiest girl in class and had been cast as Snow White in the drama contest. I was tall, so the homeroom teacher made me play a background orange tree, standing along Snow White's path. I hated wasting time on the play, especially because in every rehearsal Anna got to lie down while I had to stand. When practice ended, my back ached and she'd still mock me. Tired already after standing that little bit, you beanpole? Each time I saw that smug face, I wanted to turn hunter and finish her off. So the ever-helpful classmate X stepped in and sabotaged the production for me. Given how much worse things later turned out for Anna, I'll let her off the hook this time. I'm now standing by the wish wall at the back of the classroom, blue and white uniform rustling as the wind flutters dozens of sticky note wishes. I spot my own note, still unmarked and signed. Other classmates have written things like, "May someone please solve this function." Mine holds a single bald, "I want to be a hunter." What a random line, no context at all. Yet classmate X once saw that note, understood it, and even made the wish come true. This time, I decide to revise it. I peel off the note, scratch out hunter, write night, and stick it back. I watch everyone who lingers by the wall, but no one even glances at my wish. I leave just long enough to fill my water bottle. When I return, fresh words have appeared above. I want to be a knight. Below, someone has added a single, almost unreadable, X. Classmate X, you've agreed again. No matter what I write, she always says yes, yet she never lets me know who she is. I turn, bewildered. The room is full, everyone's busy. My eyes pass over several suspects. I most suspect a girl named Sarah, gentle, quiet, introverted. She fits X's image and her surname initial is also S. I step up to talk to Sarah, tapping lightly on her desk. A strong gust lifts the curtains. My gaze follows it to Anna's seat by the window. Outside, summer trees are lush, cicadas scream. Wind lifts her hair. The classmates nearby are noisy, but she remains bright, yet distant, fair fingers jotting notes. Anna glances up by chance and meets my stare. She rolls her eyes, turns away with obvious disdain. Mystifying Anna. Chapter 5. The wish on the sticky note came true once again. Classmate X always fulfills what she promises, and this time, I became the knight who climbs mountains and crosses rivers to rescue the princess. In the finale, when the play was formally staged, every seat in the auditorium was filled with teachers and students. The view was a sea of youthful blue and white uniforms. My part was actually tiny, but watching Anna play Snow White was hilarious. If her glare could kill, I'd have died 100 times by now. I watched her quietly, watched her still living self. She was at worst merely annoying. She never should have died. At last my cue came. I drew my plastic sword, trekked over mountains and rivers in search of my sleeping princess, fought off the bandits blocking the way, and finally stood before her. Anna lay stone-faced amid a heap of gaudy fake flowers. Dropping to one knee, I ad-libbed. The Orange Knight has arrived late to guard you. I'm here to save you. Anna's lips clamped tight. The corner of her eye twitched the slightest bit. Next, according to the Activities Committee's wildly innovative script, the knight is supposed to kiss the princess, whereupon the princess slowly awakens. Easy enough to fake. I only needed to lower my head symbolically. Anna really is perfectly cast. Porcelain skin, graceful nose, slender fingers holding an apple so red it borders on black. It feels as if a storybook has sprung open and the unconscious princess has leapt right out. Then the princess before me flicks the apple aside, moves my mic away, parts her sealed lips a sliver, and says, "Classmate Orange, please rein it in. Your stare is way too naked." I feel offended. The words practically blaze across Princess Anna's face. Do not harbor improper thoughts about me. I was about to retort when my head suddenly pitched forward. Bang, smacking straight into her lips. Anna, the first princess in history to be woken up by being head-butt by her knight. As I blacked out, my last thought was, great. Now Anna's going to despise me for another 3 years. Chapter 6. Open wider. That was the first thing I heard as I came to, and I instinctively opened my own mouth wide. 2 bursts of laughter followed at once. The school doctor tapped my shoulder and said, "Hey now, I wasn't telling you to open your mouth." The doctor was examining Anna, who sat before him with her mouth open. She still had time to cast me a sidelong glare. Anna was basically fine, just a split lip from when I'd headbutt her. A dab of ointment would fix it. The doctor couldn't figure out why I'd suddenly fainted. Only I had a vague guess. Maybe this timeline itself was rejecting me. The door swung open, and in came Sarah. My eyes lit up at once. Anna flicked me a light glance. I asked, "Sarah, did you come to see me?" The shy girl blushed and hurried to deny it. "No, I'm just bringing antiseptic for my desk mate Anna." Anna beckoned her closer and murmured a couple of sentences. Sarah shot me 2 strange looks, then bolted off with the medicine without turning back. Both Anna and I were done with our checkups. It was time to go. Outside the infirmary, I couldn't help asking, "What did you tell Sarah?" She replied, "I said if she didn't run faster, you'd probably confess to her." I was speechless. Changing the subject, she touched her swollen lip and sighed. "Classmate Tom, your head is really hard." My heart filled with guilt and shame. "I can't make it up to you right now," I said. "Give me 10 years. When I'm already a top young entrepreneur and loaded with money, I'll come apologize properly." Anna froze for a heartbeat. Instead of mocking my wild fantasy, she softly asked, "By then, will everything you want already have come true?" I thought a moment, and, yes, 10 years from now, Tom has no need for classmate X at all. His future is wide open, and he already has everything he desires. I walked a long way ahead before glancing back. Anna was still standing where I'd left her, smiling faintly. She said, "Then that's good." Chapter 7. My main quest continued, yet classmate X was hidden far too well. Judging by how Sarah practically wanted to stay 800 li away from me, she definitely was an X, so I switched to my other objective. I'd first vowed to make Anna regret her life choices. Now I revised the plan. I would make Anna deeply grateful to me. Anna has to survive and show up in person at the 10-year reunion. Given the state of our relationship, though, she was unlikely to heed anything I said. So I devoted myself to befriending her. I proposed we discuss academics and make progress together. The more we discussed, the worse things grew. I refused to give up. Every morning I insisted on sitting next to her on the school bus. Because studies were getting heavier, City and Number 1 High had begun running a free bus. Anna and I both rode it because we were equally broke. Anna always sat in the very back row, a seat beside her forever empty. Even when other students had to stand for lack of seats, none would sit next to her. I thought it was because the campus belle felt unapproachable. Later, I learned there was another reason. Anna's mother had just been released after serving time for murdering her husband. This time, I claimed the seat at her side anyway. Anna turned her face to the window, earbuds in, listening to music. On the bus, she looked especially strange and indifferent, gazing at the scenery looping past, as if she already knew her own ending yet couldn't deviate from the track. She never spoke to me then, and oddly, I didn't dare disturb her. Perhaps it was my imagination, but a whole year flashed by before I knew it. We were in 11th grade, like pale pages blown so fast by wind that no mark could stick. At last, one day, I mustered the courage to ask, "Anna, what song are you listening to?" Anna stayed silent so long, I thought she wouldn't answer. Only then did she turn and reply softly, "The nationally standardized college entrance exam English listening track." She detached one earbud for me. Staring at her pinched fingers, I felt that long-forgotten dread of college entrance exam English surge up. Suddenly, I didn't much want to take it. When I failed to respond, Anna started to withdraw her hand. I hurriedly pressed it, brushed her fingertips, took the earbud, sighed, and put it on. Then froze. A gentle female vocal, I don't necessarily need you to come back, she tricked me. This was no exam listening. It was the classic song Lost Sandbank. I looked at Anna, only to find her already looking at me, utterly unabashed. Gone was her earlier aloofness. She curved her lips happily and flashed me a smile. When the song ended, it looped again. Only then did I discover her MP3 held no exam tracks, no other songs, only this single Lost Sandbank. On that endlessly looping school bus, Anna wrote a circular track of life and death while listening to a song on endless repeat. One day, someone would ask her, "What are you listening to?" I leaned a bit closer, our shoulders brushed, and I caught a pleasant lavender scent from her. Fishing for conversation, I said, "What kind of place do you think a lost sandbank is?" Anna paused. "A place where orange trees can't grow," she said. The bus reached its stop. Everyone filed off, Anna included. She pocketed the earbud carrying that old MP3 with its single track and moved past me toward the front. I stayed seated and called after her just as she was about to step down. "Hey, Anna." She turned. Her jawline was clear and elegant. I shouted, "Don't go to the riverbank. Stay away from your mom. Trust me this time." "I'm right." Light and shadow shifted across her eyes. She said nothing. Unless an outside force intervenes, no amount of vigilance will change fate. We'll always reach the same ending. Anna merely curved her lips faintly and for no reason answered, "That's already enough. You sitting beside me is enough. No need to save me." The moment that sentence ended, the scene before me fell empty. The bus and Anna blew away like fog in the wind, and once more I faced the heavy snow around the mountain villa. I almost thought it had all been an endless dream, until I looked down and saw the wish note on the orange tree twig had changed. "I want to be a knight. My request. X. The acceptance." In the next instant, the note and the twig both shattered. The earbud cord from the time capsule snapped, and like the earlier notes, soon vanished. I could barely stand. Clutching the iron box, I nearly stumbled into the snow. Little remained inside. If a time capsule really could alter the past, I had to be fully prepared to save Anna against all odds. I'd taken only one step when the storm abruptly stilled. A fierce intuition told me that once the snow stopped, the things in the box would lose their power and become mere nostalgic trinkets. I pulled out my phone. No signal. The villa sat high in the mountains. Lowering my eyes, I pressed my palm to the cold iron box. After graduation, my father, in a rare fit of conscience, had sent me to the U.S. for an accelerated Bachelor TOEFL.D program, then put me in charge of overseas markets. My career and social life soared. Classmate X and Anna became shadows in a murky, puzzling past. As long as I sought no further, I could remain President Tom, future bright and clear. As long as I sought no further, I could pretend nothing had ever happened. But if I sought no further, I would never learn what became of the person who still called me classmate Tom. I opened the iron box like lifting the lid of Pandora's own. Chapter 8. Anna died in the deep winter of the year we graduated. Our homeroom teacher said she'd injured her hand before the university entrance exam and couldn't sit the test, then never came back to apply for a repeat year. At the time, I was busy with the paperwork to study abroad. Later that same winter night, her mother shoved her into the great river that runs through City C. When they pulled her out, she was already cold. I was half a world away, struggling through school and vowing that one day I would make Anna regret everything. Anna had it even worse than I did. After murdering her own husband, her mother went to prison. By Anna's high school years, she'd been released early for good behavior and casually reclaimed guardianship. I ran into that madwoman more than once begging Anna for money. Anyone who got even a little close to Anna would be targeted by the crazy hag, so Anna kept almost no friends. She stayed frozen in my past while I forged ahead, sometimes unable to picture her face at all. Dropping back into high school, I suddenly saw how dazzling and alive she'd been. Anna's box was stuffed mostly with origami, so full it nearly overflowed. I remembered senior year, study materials were expensive, and the money my mom left before she died wasn't enough. I had to save on food, yet a bottle of milk and a bun kept appearing in my desk drawer. I was broke, with nothing to give in return, so I folded little orange tabby cats out of paper and left them in the drawer. Each time classmate X set down a bottle of milk, she took one tabby cat away. A sudden gale whipped up, the paper cats in the box scattered like snow. I lunged to catch them, but blasted by freezing wind, had to shut my eyes, and when I opened them again, I was sitting in a senior year classroom flooded with sunset. The duty roster on the blackboard said Friday. School had been out for ages. All the other students were gone. Reaching into my drawer, I found, sure enough, a bottle of plain milk. The package was simple. That brand was discontinued long ago. The later Tom would never again drink such cheap milk. I punched in the straw and took a huge swig, finally freeloading off classmate X once more. Strolling out as the sun sank, I kicked pebbles in frustration. It was already 12th grade, and I still hadn't found X. I'd almost eliminated every classmate. If this kept up, I'd have to suspect the homeroom teacher. A commotion wafted from the school gate. I pushed through the crowd and peered inside. Even as onlookers gathered, they kept their distance as if afraid to catch something filthy, whispering, "That's Anna and her crazy mom." Anna stood there silent, brow knitted. The woman raged, "Where's your scholarship money? All that cash, where are you hiding it?" Anna seemed blind to the stares. She gave a contemptuous little laugh. "Didn't you already take it all?" The woman cursed. "Impossible. You must still have money. I saw you buy milk." She lunged, yanking Anna's backpack to the ground. Books and a flurry of origami cats spilled everywhere. Anna didn't move, letting the woman tug and slap at her. But the instant she saw the cats on the ground, her fingers clenched. No one was more shocked than I. I looked at the empty milk bottle in my hand, then at the paper cats on the dirt, and couldn't form a conclusion. I simply hurled the bottle at the woman and yanked Anna behind me, shouting, "Damn it, doesn't anybody keep this lunatic in line? Are the school security guards asleep?" Anna's mother, ready to strike, shrank back under my fury. Only then did security rush over, drag the troublemaker away, and disperse the crowd. Paper cats rolled in the dust. Anna's secrets laid bare in the most humiliating way. Still reeling, I crouched and scooped every cat back into Anna's bag along with her scattered textbooks. Then it dawned on me. Anna's time capsule hadn't been mislabeled. That box was truly hers. I looked up. I'd meant to ask if she was classmate X, yet some wire crossed again, and I blurted, "Anna, do you like me?" I braced for her ridicule. Last time she'd mocked my 38-point math score. Surely this time she'd laugh at my delusions. Anna stood in her blue and white uniform, light flowing from her direction. She looked at me and, no longer hiding, said, "Yes, I like you." The bag slipped from my hands with a thud. Anna knelt, gathered the trampled cats, and lowered her eyes. "So stop getting close to me." I croaked. "Why?" She smiled faintly. "I don't want a high school romance." I was speechless. Anna's lashes were long, shielding her expression. "Classmate Tom, go to the future that's meant for you. Be the happy, successful young entrepreneur. Flowers line your road. Don't look back." 17-year-old Anna was poor enough. 17-year-old Tom was poor enough too. Yet poor Anna noticed Tom's hardship and, with money saved, who knows how, kept putting milk in his drawer. Poor Anna and Tom were both headed for bright futures. Once I gazed at her and said slowly, "Dear classmate X, how do I reach the future where you are?" She answered, "I'm already in your future. Don't come to my future," because she thought she has no future. Chapter 9. Ever since I learned that Anna and classmate X were one and the same, ever since I heard Anna confess in her own voice that she liked me, she'd done everything to avoid me, keeping even the slightest connection at bay. The carton of milk that used to appear in my desk drawer stopped showing up. I knew what lay ahead. Anna would injure her hand and miss the National College entrance exam, then fall into the river the winter after graduation. Both tragedies, I was sure, traced back to her mother. Straightening out that woman was now my top priority. One glance at the calendar told me it was already May of senior year. Exam fever saturated the air, yet I felt no academic pressure. Before long, my father's secretary would be in touch to discuss my plans to study overseas. But this stretch of time was exactly when my own troubles should begin. After helping my dad build his fortune from scratch, my mom died of rage when he cheated on her. I moved in with my grandmother. When she passed away, I lived alone in her old house. Then came a demolition order. I refused to move, and the developer stationed a gang of thugs nearby, waiting to teach me a lesson. While they pinned me to the ground and beat me senseless, it was classmate X who rescued me. So on a late May night, a torrential spring rain poured down. I jerked awake, soaked in sweat. After firing off a text to the police, I swung the door open. Damp air rushed in. Grabbing the umbrella by the frame, I stepped into the downpour. This was an old alleyway. Few people still lived here. Turning a corner, I heard shouting through the sheets of rain. I stole a glance. Anna stood gripping a knife with both hands, facing a woman I recognized as her mother. Around them lurked several toughs, the same men hired by the developer. They too were stunned by the scene and dared not move. Voices kept drifting through the wall. Anna's mother cooed, "Don't get excited, sweetheart. Stabbing someone won't help anybody. We can talk this out." I made inquiries about that boy named Tom. He's a rich second gen, his father's loaded. "Good girl, you've got an eye for prospects." Anna bit her lip, her voice trembling. "What do you want?" Her mother. "Anna, you're young and pretty. Prime time to make money, as they say. The mountain you lean on can crumble. The people you rely on can run. Give it a few years, and you'll be old and useless like me. Then it's too late to earn. These uncles have contacts. They can help you. Don't worry, Mom would never hurt you. Once you have cash, you'll understand my good intentions." The men exchanged knowing smiles. Her mother went on. "Of course, if you're unwilling, I can hit that boy up for money instead. If he refuses, I'll accuse him of forcing my daughter. His life will be over." Rain drummed down. Anna said, "Fine." The woman added, "Forget that college entrance exam. If you fly too high, I won't be able to control you." Anna said, "Fine." The woman sneered, "I don't believe you. Let's injure that hand of yours for the next 2 months, just in case you sneak off to take the test." Anna again, "Fine." She laughed. "See, if you'd behaved sooner, you wouldn't get beaten." Police I'd called hadn't arrived yet, but my fury was already blazing. So Anna's injuries and missed exam had all come from this coercion. I couldn't hold back. Snatching up the bat I'd prepared, I slashed through the curtain of rain. "Get the hell away from her!" I roared, swinging hard. I cracked the bat against several bodies. Cries of pain and curses burst out as they tried to figure out where this lunatic had come from. Some braced to retaliate, but distant sirens wailed. Their advance faltered. Then they scattered like sewer rats caught in daylight. I tossed the bat aside and wiped rain from my face, only to see Anna collapsed on the ground, struggling up against a wall. Dropping to my knees, I helped her. "Princess, your Knight Orange arrived late, but I'm here to save you." Princess Anna's eyes were cool, spring rain streaming from her chin. She guided my hand to the scratch across her cheek. Rage flared in me. "Who hit you? I'll avenge you." Anna glanced at the bat I'd thrown away. "You did. I suspect you're taking revenge on purpose," she added. Knight Orange had no sword. His bat struck without discrimination. I felt her hand, icy. But thank goodness they hadn't done worse. Anna's hands were priceless, hands of a future top scorer. Yet Anna pulled away and whispered, "Didn't I tell you not to meddle in my affairs?" I met her gaze. "Anna, I'm here for one reason only. Not to mock her, not to unmask classmate X." I said, "I'm here to guide you onto the path that's meant for you. The river in midwinter is too cold. Don't let them push you in again, Anna. I've outrun time and reached your past. Please give me a chance to walk into your future." Chapter 10. An adult's control over a minor is a crushing, one-sided blow, an issue of an entirely different dimension. Ordinary troubles can still be brought to a teacher, but with a lunatic as unstable as Anna's mother, it's not so easy. No one knows what she might do once she snaps. Anna's mother has an overwhelming need to dominate her. It isn't just me. Anyone who gets close to Anna ends up in that woman's sights. When my father's secretary finally appeared, I asked to see the man I hadn't met in years. He agreed. My father regarded me as a stranger, though I found him all too familiar. After packing me off to a combined bachelor, master, PhD program in the United States, he used me to open overseas markets. Our contact was hardly sparse, yet I always addressed him only as President Tom. I got straight to the point, keeping my voice steady. "President, I'm not going abroad. The shares my mother left me, hidden away under your custodianship. I don't want them, and I'll never trouble you for anything again. I'd like to use everything I have as bargaining chips and strike a deal with you." President Tom looked surprised. I continued, "I'll trade it all for Anna's safety. Make her crazy mother back off, disappear from her life. No private villa, no luxury cars or mansions, no one fawning over me as some outstanding young entrepreneur. I don't want any of it." President Tom chuckled twice. "Do you know why I suddenly sent you overseas?" I shook my head, earnestly. Your conscience kicked in, he said. Half a month ago, a girl named Anna came to me. She said her crazy mother had set her sights on my son. To avoid any accident, she begged me to ship you abroad at once. I thought about it. After all these years, I do owe you something. The girl was interesting. She even drafted a 100-page plan for your university and future career path. I asked her what she'd do if I refused. She smiled and said, I'm cheap anyway. Worst case, I'll die together with my mom. How could a 17-year-old girl speak with such finality? In the end, her words proved prophetic. I never knew that while she herself was mired in the swamp, she was busy hoisting me toward the sky, pushing me into a bright, boundless future. My head buzzed, yet I heard myself repeating, President Tom, are you still willing to make that trade? He said, Deal. The instant he spoke, the shackles around me felt lighter, as though some newborn possibility had begun to unfurl. President Tom added, She kept calling you classmate Tom. I asked Anna why she never used the Tom surname. She said, You don't like it. Tom, I may have neglected you all these years, but remember, you'll always be a Tom. A tremor shot through me. What did she call me? He replied, Classmate Tom. But that's not how I remember it. Whether it was classmate X or Anna, from sophomore year on, they always called me Tom Lee until close to graduation when I confided in X. I hated the surname Lee and begged that for any future birthday wishes she drop it and just say Tom. Yet this time, after traveling back through the time capsule, I've heard her call me nothing but classmate Tom. From our very first meeting, no affection in it at all. To her, it's merely a name. I dashed outside. People trapped in time relive the past on loop, life and death recurring over and over. Scenery streaked past. Countless memories surged into me. This is a closed time space. The flow runs only from Anna's sophomore year to senior year, from her first encounter with classmate Tom to her plunge into the river. Over and over again, Anna remembers everything. She has struggled, but no matter how events shift, she always falls into that icy black river in deep winter. When Anna says she has no future, she truly has none. Hearing the classmate rearrange a future shines bright genuinely makes her happy. Only she is trapped in place, never moving forward. Even after countless loops, Anna never abandons one mission, to be his nameless classmate X and send him toward a future splendid as brocade. I don't know how long I ran across traffic-clogged streets until I stopped in the corridor behind the school bulletin board. Something new was already posted there. It looked like the love letter I'd once mustered the courage to write to classmate X. Before graduation, Anna approached from afar, and as she passed the board, she halted. Her fingertips pressed the letter as if to peel it off. So the letter had never been posted by her at all. I just happened to witness that scene and stayed angry for years. Anna withdrew her hand, resting her finger under her chin to hide a smile, studying the letter with total focus. Sunlight fell in shards across her brows and lashes. No wonder I misjudged her. Anyone who saw it would think she pinned it up. I strode toward her, intent on tearing the letter down, but after 2 steps I froze. A boy with a backpack had appeared. He yanked Anna aside and shouted, Anna, how dare you post my love letter on the board? I'll make you pay for this. That was the real 17-year-old Tom, all raw edges and youthful fury. I stumbled back, looking down only to see emptiness where my body should be. Anna peeled off the letter, smiling faintly. If you went to study in America right now, you'd kill me with jealousy. Tom gritted his teeth. I won't let you get your way. I'm staying right here in China. I'll let you see me every single day till you're sick of me. I'll make sure you regret it for life. Using her left hand, Anna drew a pen from her pocket and wrote a few strokes in the blank space at the bottom of the letter. Then she turned, meeting the 17-year-old Tom's eyes, yet somehow looking past him into mine. She said, Classmate Tom, I like you. Morning light carved a new parallel timeline from the endless past, driving out the foreign trespasser who didn't belong. I had never felt such relief, nor such envy and jealousy. My Princess Anna, your Orange Knight's rescue has succeeded. Chapter 11. I tumbled into the snow, my phone flew from my pocket and lit faintly. 1 a.m. December 21st, 2022. Only 10 minutes had passed, yet I had clearly walked through 3 whole years again. The sheet I'd been pinching fluttered in the wind. Lowering my head, I saw it was a love letter draft. The opening line read, "Dear Classmate X, I like you. I hope you'll tell me who you are." Someone had marked the blank that followed not just two casual strokes this time, but a neat, graceful signature. Anna, received by classmate Anna. Silly Tom, it's me, Anna. Haven't you guessed yet? The note bearing Anna's name on the time capsule flipped in the wind, revealing two names on its reverse, X and Tom. This was the time capsule for X and Tom, yet now it lay empty. The wish note, the origami, the earbud cord had all blown away. Only this letter, once torn to shreds and repasted, proved none of it had been a dream. I had already rescued the Anna of another timeline, broken her loop's balance, serving as her knight in the freshman play, sharing music with her on the sophomore bus, gathering her trampled orange tabby cats in senior year, saving her in the torrential spring rain, and finally shielding her and her prince from harm. For my classmate X, my dear Princess Anna, I had created a warm parallel world, a fairy tale's perfect ending. I tried to stand, only to collapse in the snow again, because in this life, I have already missed Anna. She is the troublesome classmate of my memories, all her gentleness hidden behind that classmate X disguise. She turned me from a plastic orange tree into the hunter who carries her off, sat beside me on the bus for 3 years, listening alone to one song, watched her paper cats ground underfoot, surrendered in the driving rain. She sought out my callous father to bargain me a bright future. Because of her injury, she missed the college entrance exam, and at last on that midwinter night, she and the mother she hated all her life drowned in the river. I lost nothing. I'm still President Tom, the young entrepreneur praised at reunions. Yet I've never envied anyone as much as that otherworld Tom. Poor as he is, he has a poor Anna at his side. I rose again, finally steady. I placed the love letter gently into the iron box. The top bore one casual Anna. Turning the slip over, I saw a much softer X and Tom. Anna's hidden secret. On the eve of my 27th birthday, I attended a high school reunion. The person I hated most and the one I thanked most were both absent. She will be absent forever. She is Anna. She is classmate X. She is my dear, the besieged princess who never met her Tom knight.